Welcome everyone to another Hatha Yoga class. Today our practice is going to be a little bit more as a Hatha Flow. So we're going to be exploring stillness and alignment, but we're also going to have a little bit of work with movement and breath. So it's a class mainly focused on asana. So we're going to be exploring different types of asana and some transitions and variations. And I want you to have a few props with you. 2 blocks, 1 strap, and a pillow. It can be a pillow or a blanket that you can fold or something like this. It's already useful. So for today, I'm going to invite you for this exploration of intention, sankalpa. So sankalpa is basically the intention that we have when we're performing something, especially within the yoga philosophy, yoga practice. What's our intention when we're doing the practices? So I want to remind you of this. So we can reflect a little bit. What is the intention of the practice? We can have certain levels of intention. So we can have the intention of external action, so lengthening the body, twisting, stretching, or something physical and external to reach a certain goal. And this is totally okay. But we can also have this intention of going a little bit more inwards, a little bit deeper into this fine perception of the body and the physical body and the subtle bodies, the energetic bodies. So I'm going to invite you to investigate a little bit more into this inner awareness within the asana practice. We're going to do this together today. Beautiful. So let's start in a seated position. Maybe grab 1 block or your pillow to sit on. Elevating your hips higher than your knees. We're going to start with a little bit of grounding and observation of the breath before we start moving. So ground your sitting bones onto the floor. Lengthen the spine all the way to the crown of the head. Think about having a golden thread on the base of your spine. Imagine that this thread is being pulled up through your spine all the way to the sky. Drop your chin slightly towards your chest. Long back of the neck. Allow the shoulders to drop down and relax. Relax the arms, the fingers, just resting the hands wherever they are. And shift your awareness to your legs. Checking if you can relax the groins a little bit more. Relax your knees down to the floor and your feet. Feel your spine sustaining your seated position. And notice how you can relax all the rest of the body, as long as you keep this stackment of the vertebrae on your spine. Helping you to sustain this seated posture. Bringing softness and ease to your seat. Bring your hands together in front of your heart center, Anjali Mudra. We start the practice in chanting Pranava Om 3 times. First time, just a normal Om. Second time, Om with your mouth closed. It's a hum. Third time is a silent Om. So just chanting in your mind. Let's all exhale together to coordinate the breath. Breathing in for the first Om. Breathing in, hum. And the last, breathe in, 2 silent Om. Big breath in. Slowly as you exhale, chanting the mantra on your mind. Bow your chin to your chest, giving thanks to the teachings of this practice. Also grateful for yourself for showing up to your practice. Allow your hands to rest on your thighs, palms facing up or facing down. And come to a passive observation of your breath without any need to change anything, just observing. Allowing yourself a moment to fully arrive into your body and into the space where you are. Starting to awaken the inner senses for a more subtle perception of yourself, your body, your breath, and your mind. Observing the length of the breath, the respiratory movements, and checking where they are in your chest, your ribs, your belly. We start the practice with a short pranayama sequence. So, with your left hand, bringing together the tip of the index finger and thumb into Gyan Mudra. Just a slight pressure. Bringing the right hand in front of you and placing your Vishnu Mudra, so first 2 fingers on the space between the eyebrows, your right thumb touching your right nostril, your right ring finger touching your left nostril. Soft touch. Shoulders relaxed. Sitting bones down and crown of the head to the sky. We start with a few rounds of Surya Bedana. Surya Bedana, we consist in inhalations through the right and exhalations through the left. We're going to be playing a little bit with the ratio and some retentions. Together, I'll guide you through. So taking a big breath in through both nostrils. Breathing out through both nostrils. Close the left, inhale through the right for 4, 3, 2, 1. Close both nostrils and retention, chin to chest, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the left for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 4. Retention at the top, chin to your chest, Jalandhara Bandha for 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the left, 8. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale right. Om Namo Narayana. Retention at the top. Om Namo Narayana. Exhale left. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Inhale right. Om Namo Narayana. Retention. Om Namo Narayana. Out through the left. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. 3 more rounds in your own rhythm, maybe using the mantra, or maybe just counting. Inhale for 4, retention for 4, exhalations for 8. Relax the shoulders, accommodate the body in a comfortable position. Complete focus on your breathing. Bringing the chin towards the chest and back with your retention. And releasing for the exhalation. Once you finish your final round, exhaling through the left, bring your right hand to rest on top of your right thigh, releasing the mudra from the left hand, just palms facing up. Going back to passive breathing, Purnata. Observe. Observing the temperature of the air that comes in and out. through the nostrils. Bring your attention to the area around the edges of your nostrils. Notice where the respiratory movements are, just noticing any differences in your breathing. Bring your inner gaze to the space between the eyebrows, Ajna chakra. Just looking to the space with your inner eyes. Bring the palm of the hands together in front of you, starting to make some friction with the hands, creating some heat. Maybe a little bit faster. Slowly placing the hands very close to the eyes, but without touching the skin. Take a moment here to feel the flow of the energy that comes out of your hands and into your eyes. Very subtle sensation. Start to blink your eyes open, letting the light come in, and slowly releasing the hands back to your thighs. We start to prepare for a little bit of movement. We're going to start very slow. So remove the prop, place it on the side, and walk to the back of your mat. Tip of your toes are touching. Bring your knees wide as the mat, your fingertips to the floor. If you don't feel quite comfortable, or if it's a lot of distance between your buttocks and your heels, feel free to place your pillow or your blanket in between the back of your thighs and your calves. Fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, walk with the hands forward, bringing your forehead to the floor. Adho Mukha Virasana. Allow the weight of the head to fall down and relax your shoulders, your arms, and your fingers. Taking a few deep breaths in and out. And maybe taking a couple of breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Big breath in. And out. 2 more. Breathing in. And breathing out. You can make any sounds, anything that your body feels like doing. Last one. Breathing in. And breathe out. Release. Coming back to your nostril breathing. Next inhalation, lift the head, lift the chest slightly. Look into the space between your hands. Come to the tip of your fingers and slowly walking with your hands towards your right side. Left hand on the floor, right hand on top. And work with your forehead towards the ground. Doesn't have to touch the ground, but just intentionally. Lengthening the left side body.
left hip towards the heels. Working with the left shoulder down to the floor, deepening the stretch on the left side. And feel the respiratory movements on your left ribs. Next, inhale, look to the hands, tip of the fingers. Very slowly and mindfully, start to walk back all the way to the other side, to the left. So right hand down, left hand on top, forehead towards the ground. Right hip down. Relax the shoulders. Feel the lengthening of the right side body. The respiratory movements on your right lung, right ribs. Settling into the body with ease. Next, inhale, look into the hands, coming back to the tip of your fingers, walking back to the center, planting the hands, forehead to the ground. Relax the arms, relax and sink the buttocks down, lengthening the spine. On your next inhalation, look to the space between your hands and come up into an all fours position. If you have a prop, just release it to the side. Bring your knees together. Tuck your toes and start to sit back on your heels. Check if this is possible for you. Some people might feel a lot of tightness in this area, so feel free to untuck the toes if you need. Make sure you have all 10 toes touching the floor, so give a little bit of an adjustment with your hands so your pinky toes are also touching down. We're giving a big stretch to the soles of the feet. Inhale, bring your hands in front of you, interlace your fingers. Exhale, point the hands towards the front, curl the spine and hide the heart between the shoulders. Inhale, hands up, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, hands to the back, interlacing your fingers on your back. Next inhalation, opening the chest forward, lifting the chin slightly up. As you exhale, bringing both hands to your left side. So tip of the fingers maybe gripping your side belly. And drop your head also to the left, feeling a stretch on the right side of the neck. Bring a little bit of movement, saying no with the head, saying yes to the side. Just finding that sweet spot of tension onto your neck. Buttocks sinking down. On your next inhalation, bringing the head back to center, extending the arms back, opening the chest, breathing in, looking up. Exhale, hands to the right. Use your fingers and drop your head to the right. Left shoulder away from the left ear. Feeling that juicy stretch on your neck. Swing your head yes and no. Explore the areas of your neck a little bit.
And on your next inhalation, head back to center, extending the arms back, open the chest, looking up. Next exhalation, bring your hands back to your thighs. Place your hands in front of you, lean forward, untuck the toes. Wow, yes. And start to tap the toes onto the floor. So we're releasing the tension. This is a very good stretch on the back of on the soles of the feet, because we don't usually do that. And this is connected through fascia with our entire body. So it's very useful to stretch the soles of the feet on your practice. Place your hands on the mat, coming to all fours position. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Spread your fingers wide and press the tops of the feet onto the floor. Bring your navel to spine, tiny bend to the elbows, and just notice the activation of the body. Long back of the neck, chin slightly towards the chest. So we're fully active in our tabletop position. Keeping this action of pressing the floor with hands and tops of the feet, inhale, drop the belly down, sitting bones up, open the chest forward, looking slightly up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, curl the spine from the hip all the way to the upper back, hiding the chest between the shoulders and dropping the head down. 3 more, working with the breath. Inhale, belly down, open the chest forward. Exhale, curling the spine, starting from the hips all the way to the shoulders. Press the floor down, open the space between the shoulder blades, relax the head. 2 more. Inhale up. Making the movement as long as your breath. Exhale down. Tuck the tailbone. Last one, moving in your own rhythm into Bidhalasana, cat-cow. Awakening the spine. Attention to your foundations, hands and feet. Beautiful. On the next inhale, come to a neutral position. Still keeping the activation of your hands, tops of your feet. Inhale, left arm up, parallel with the floor, tiny bend to the right elbow. Next inhalation, right leg extended back. Toes are pointing down, kicking through the heels. Navel to the spine, pushing down with the right arm and the left foot and left knee. Looking down to the mat, long back of the neck. Strong through the foundations, shooting energy through the left fingers and through the right heel. Big breath in. And as you breathe out, putting both hand and knee to the floor. Inhale, extending the right arm forward. Exhale here, push the floor. Next inhalation, extending the left leg back, kicking through the left heel. Again, navel to spine. Tiny bend on the left elbow, push the floor with the left hand. Press the tops of the right foot. Long spine. Big breath in. And as you breathe out, bring hand and knee back to the floor. Inhale again, the left arm up. Next inhalation, extend the right leg back.
Big breath in and exhale to bring your elbow towards your knee in the center of your body. And inhale to reach forward with the hands, back with the heels. 2 more. Exhale to curl, elbow to knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale, curl. Inhale, extend and reach forward and back, 2 directions. Exhale, plant the left hand and bring the right leg to the side so you can bend the left elbow a little bit and point your toes towards the front, using your right glutes to keep the right leg parallel to the floor. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale and bring the right leg all the way to the left and look back at your right foot. Extending the right side body. Big breath in. And as you breathe out, bringing the right knee back to the floor. Adjust your foundations if needed as we go through the other side. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, push the floor. Inhale, left leg back. Kick through the heels, navel to spine. Exhale. Big breath in to lengthen. And exhale, connecting elbow to knee in the center. Inhale to reach forward and back. Extend the fingertips, kick through the heels. Exhale, knee to elbow. Curl the spine, navel to spine. 1 more, extend with the inhalation. And curl with the exhalation. Elbow to your knee. Next, inhalation, extend the arm forward, the leg back. Planting the right hand onto the floor and bringing the left leg to the side. Bend the right elbow. Point the left toes forward, looking to the toes, using the glutes to lift that leg parallel with the floor. For 3, 2, 1. Next, inhalation, bringing the left leg all the way to the other side. Looking to your back foot. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, bringing that knee to the floor. Walk with your hands 1 hand distance forward. Make sure you have your hands as wide as your shoulders, spreading the fingers. Tuck your toes, and on the exhalation, bring your knees off the floor, just hovering the knees a few centimeters off the floor. Hold, navel to spine. Pushing with the hands, open the space between the shoulder blades. And slowly bring the knees back to the floor. Keep your toes tucked, slowly moving your buttocks back and up into your downward facing dog. Make sure you have your toes slightly in, working with your heels towards the floor, but bending your knees as much as you need to keep connection with belly and upper thighs. Internal rotation of the upper thighs and external rotation of the upper arms, just like if your armpits wanted to look at each other. Spread the fingers and push the floor with your hands. Tiny micro bend to the elbows. Beautiful. On your next inhalation, Raise your right leg up. Exhale to bend the knee. Inhale, lift the back heel. And as you exhale, bring the knee towards the nose, shift the shoulders forward, and step between your hands. Drop the back knee down, untuck the toes. Make sure you have the front knee aligned with the front heel. Bring your left hand a little bit closer to your right foot and slowly slide the right hand all the way up to the sky into a twist. Opening the sternum to the right side. Looking to your top hand or looking to the front. Neck is an extension of your spine. Big breath in, reach up with the fingertips of the top hand. And as you exhale, bend the back knee and reach with the right hand towards that foot if this is possible. If not, you can keep this hand on your hip, on your left thigh, or whatever you can reach. If you can reach the foot, you're grabbing the outer edge of the left foot, opening the chest to the right. And breathe. Maybe a tiny micro bend to the left elbow, always protecting your elbows from hyperextension. If you feel any discomfort on the knee, feel free to fold your mat under your knees to make it more comfortable. On your next inhale, release the foot, bring the back foot back to the floor, and your right hand back to frame your front foot. On your next exhalation, start to straighten that front leg, pointing your toes up and bringing your hands a little bit closer to your body. Maybe you can even walk with your back knee a little bit back into Ardha Hanumanasana. Navel towards the thighs here, opening the chest, shoulders away from the ears. Front toes are flexed. Working with the right hip down to the floor, left hip to the front. You can have the fingertips. You can also have your blocks, whatever feels more comfortable for you to fold forward. On your next inhalation, bending the front knee, framing the foot, tucking the back toes, and as you exhale, stepping back into your downward facing dog. Deep breath in and out. Next inhalation, raising the left leg up. Your left hip is pointing down, so you're squaring the hips to the floor. Exhale, bend the top knee. Inhale, lift the right heel up. And as you exhale, left knee towards your nose, shift the shoulders forward and step in between your hands. Right knee down, untuck the toes. Check the alignment of the front knee with the front heel. Right hand closer to your left foot, twisting to the left and slowly sliding the left arm and left hand all the way to the sky. Looking to the top hand, chin towards the chest, twisting from the navel up. Come back to your breath. Big breath in, reach up towards the sky with the tip of the fingers. And as you exhale, bending the right knee and bringing the top hand to bind with the back foot. Remember, you can find your expression, so your hands can be in a different position, maybe on the right thigh, on the right hip, left hip. Open the sternum towards the left. Twist. Press through the left toe. Trying not to bring the knee far forward than the front toes. On your next inhalation, releasing the foot and bringing the left hand to frame your front foot. Maybe walk back a little bit with your back knee, and as you exhale, extend the front leg, bring your hands a little bit closer to your body, using blocks or without any height. Toes are pointing up. Navel towards the thighs, open the chest, long back of the neck. Beautiful. On your next inhalation, bending the front knee, framing the foot with your hands. Exhale to tuck the back toes and step back into your downward facing dog. Make some small adjustments to find steadiness in your downward facing dog. Open the space between the shoulder blades. Press the floor with the hands. We're going to start work a little bit more with our wrists. So, on your next inhalation, tuck your tailbone under and start to curl your spine from your hips, moving up and moving the shoulders forward, all the way to stack the shoulders over the wrists. Make some small adjustments with the hands to come to your plank. Bring your feet together. Option to have your knees on the floor for this one. Spread the fingers, coming to your plank. Feet together. Drop your left foot to the floor. Coming into a side plank, you have an option to have your right foot in front of you and bringing the right arm to the sky, Vashisthasana. So choosing your variation, full extension of the posture, and maybe you're finding a bend on the top knee here. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Lifting the top knee and slowly pushing it to the side and forward into a lunge. So bringing it to the front of your mat, coming to your back toes. Inhale to rise up, arms up above the head. Exhale to cactus the arms, pull the sky down. Press with the front foot. Inhale, dive forward without changing the placement of the legs. Keeping the torso here, exhale to push the arms back. Arms are straight. One more. Inhale up. Push the floor with the front foot. Knee over the ankle. Exhale, cactus, and pull the sky down. Inhale to dive forward, hands to the center. Exhale to move the waters back with straight arms. Inhale, hands to your heart center. Exhale down, framing the front foot and coming back to plank. Knees to the floor. Untuck the toes, Balasana Child's Pose. Come back to your breathing. Connecting with sensations in the body. And on your next inhalation, coming back up. Tucking the toes back to your plank. Also, option to keep your knees on the floor if this is better for your body today. Feet together. This time, drop the right foot to the floor. Remember your variation. You can keep the left foot in front, in a 90 degrees of the leg, and slowly sliding the left arm up to the sky. Keep your hips up. Try not to dump through the hips. Push the floor with the right hand. Maybe bending the top knee against the thigh, and breathe. Strong through the legs, lift the hips. On your next inhalation, pointing your left fingers forward and bringing the top leg to the side and forward into a lunge. Adjust your feet, come to the back of your toes, hands to the floor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus the arms, pull the sky. Press the front foot. Inhale, dive forward, keeping the same position of the legs. Exhale to move the water back. One more. Inhale to rise. Press through the back toes. Extend the back leg. Exhale, pull the sky down. Inhale, dive forward with your arms. And exhale, push the water back. Inhale, hands to your heart center. Exhale to frame the front foot. Step back into your plank. Knees to the floor. Untuck the toes. Forehead to the ground, Balasana. Taking time and space to feel the body, to feel the activations and feel the inner sensations. On your next inhalation, come back up into your tabletop. Bring your knees as wide as the hips. First, start with your wrists under your shoulders and then walk with your hands forward. One hand distance forward. Option to keep the knees on the floor for Chaturanga, or just staying with the knees on the floor. Hug the elbows in, shift the shoulders slightly forward, breathing in. Exhale to bend the elbows halfway. Push with the hands. And inhale to come up. We're going to do this one more time. This time all the way to the floor, so maybe you can try and tuck the toes and lift the knees off the floor. Inhale, shoulders forward, hug the elbows, and exhale down slowly for 3, 2, 1. Chest to the floor, untuck the toes. Walk with your leg back, one at a time, opening some spaces in your pubic area. Hands under the shoulders, squeeze the shoulders in. On your next inhale, pressing tops of the feet, open the chest forward, Bhujangasana. No weight on the hands, strong through the back body, so you can hover the hands off the floor. Shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades in, and breathe. Activate your legs. Next exhalation, chest to the floor, tuck your toes. Press yourself up through tabletop, all the way to your downward facing dog. Maybe you step forward, one foot forward. On your next inhalation, start to walk with your feet towards your hands. Bend your knees as much as you need to be able to come to this front of your mat. Bend your knees, connect your belly with upper thighs, Uttanasana. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows, swinging from side to side. Just releasing the weight of the head to the floor. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your shins or fingertips onto the floor, coming to a halfway lift. Long spine, chin to the chest. And exhale to fold forward. Remember, you can also have your feet hip width if this is more comfortable for you. Bend knees, inhale with a straight spine, arms out and up, all the way to Urdhva Hastasana, maybe looking to your hands if it's okay for your neck. And exhale, back to Tadasana, Samastiti. For this one, I would say bring your feet together, if this is possible. And we're going into chair pose, Utkatasana. So we're going to build it up to see how it goes. Your arms alongside the body. A little bit of space between your heels for this one. Options with the hands. You can start with the hands on your hips or maybe hands to your heart center. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. And exhale, start to send your buttocks back and down, just like if you're sitting on a chair behind you. Look to your knees, check if you can still see your toes from here. Open the chest forward, slight tuck of the tailbone, so thinking about diagonally shooting energy from the buttocks down, from the head up. Keep your hands on your heart center. If you want to go a little bit deeper, inhale. Extend the arms, biceps alongside the ears, shooting energy through the fingers, spreading them through the sky, towards the sky. Next, inhalation, bringing the hands to our heart center, and exhale, fold forward. Take a few breaths in your forward fold. Finding your center. Take a big breath in Uttanasana. On your next exhalation, without moving the torso, just sitting back on your chair with your hips. And as you inhale, bringing the torso up into Utkatasana. Next inhalation, lifting the right heel off the floor and crossing the right leg on top of the left. So we're still kind of sitting on our chair, maybe bringing the torso a little bit more up. You can bind the foot if this is possible for you. You can stay here or inhale, arms parallel with the floor to the sides. Right arm on top, cross the arms in the front. Bend the elbows and cross the forearms once more into eagle pose, Garudasana. So pressing through the middle line of the body, the legs are pressing against each other, the forearms are pressing against each other. Raise the elbows to the height of your shoulders. Next inhalation, release the arms back to your hips or to your heart center. Release the legs and bring the right knee up. As you exhale, bend the left knee and step back into a lunge. Inhale to bend the back knee. Make sure you have alignment with the front knee and front heel. Tuck your tailbone under. Keeping this activation of the pelvis, of the hips, try to extend the back leg again. You should feel your right hip flexor stretching a little bit more. On your next inhalation, step forward with your feet together. Tiny bend to the knees, exhale to fold. Uttanasana. Beautiful. Take a few breaths. Connect to the body. Breathing in, lengthening the spine. And as you exhale, without moving the torso, just sitting on your chair, send your buttocks back and down. And inhale to come up, torso up, hands to your heart center. Next inhalation, left heel off the floor. And as you exhale, crossing the left leg on top of the right. Maybe binding the foot. Press the legs against each other, maybe staying here. Lift the torso a little bit more. Chest forward. Inhale, arms out and up, parallel with the floor, palms facing down. Exhale, cross. This time, left arm on top, crossing the arms in front, bend the elbows and cross the forearms. Lift your elbows to shoulder height. Press your forearms together. Maybe find your drishti, point of gaze to focus. Pressing through the right foot down to the floor. Feeling the opening of the shoulder blades here. Next inhalation, releasing the hands to your hips or heart center. Raise the left knee up. And as you exhale, stepping back into your high lunge. Find the alignment of the front knee with the front heel. Bend the left knee. Tuck the tailbone. And as you exhale, extend the back leg. Still keeping the tuck of the tailbone under. Notice what changes. On your next inhalation, slowly stepping back, releasing the arms in Tadasana, mountain pose. Grab your strap. Make sure that this is in front of you. Actually, we're going to work with the strap. You have the option also to work without the strap. Let's see how we go. So feet together, hip width, sorry. Hands to your hips, lengthen in the inhalation, exhale, hinging from the hips to fold forward. Place the strap on the balls of the right foot and hold the strap here with your right hand. Bring your left hand to your hips. You also have the option to grip the big toe with your first two fingers. I'm going to show you the strap on this side. Shift the weight of your body to your left foot, pressing 3 corners of the left foot onto the floor. So tiny bend on the left knee for this one. As you inhale, pull the right foot off the floor. So you're pulling the femur on the hip socket and lifting the right foot off the floor. Push with the standing leg and try to see if you can come up with a straight right leg to the front into Utthita Hasta Padangustasana. Right shoulder back. You can bend the right knee as much as you need to be able to have a straight spine on this one. Find your variation, whatever suits your body. The secret here is on your standing foot to balance 3 corners of the foot. If it's possible, on your next inhalation, opening the leg to the side, external rotation of the upper thighs, and maybe looking to the left. You can find variation with the other arm, maybe extending the left arm to the side, Gyan Mudra, palm of the hand facing up. On your next inhale, bring the left hand back to the hip, right leg forward, and exhale, leg down to the floor. Release the strap, hands to your hips. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Tiny bend on the knees. Exhale to fold your feet or hip width. Prepare to do it on the other side, so using the strap or using the grip of the hands. If this is possible, just try and see. And don't worry if you cannot completely make it. It's about trying each step. Right hand on the right hip. Shift the weight of the body to the right side. Bend the right knee slightly. On your next inhalation, pull the femur on the hip socket and take the left foot out of the floor. Left shoulder back, straight arm, and exhale. Push the floor with the right foot. On your next inhalation, try to see if you can come up with a straight leg. Moving the right shoulder back, opening the chest. You can bend the right knee as much as you need here to find your balance. Find your drishti. Next inhalation, opening to the side, opening the left leg to the side, maybe looking to the right. Also external rotation of the upper arms to open the chest forward. Finding the same variation with the arms as you did on the other side. On your next inhalation, right hand back to the hip, left leg to the front, and slowly release the leg, bringing that leg back to the center. Feet together or feet hip width, choosing your variation. Inhale, arms out and up. Micro bend the knees, exhale, hinging from the hips, fold Uttanasana. Hands to your shins or fingertips on the floor, halfway lift, long neck, chin to chest. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank. Option to have your knees on the floor as you exhale to Chaturanga, halfway. Untuck the toes, inhale, push the floor. Open the chest and lift your knees off the floor, upward facing dog. Roll over the toes or just tuck your toes into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here you can step with one foot at a time or jump outside of the hands into Malasana, squat pose. So maybe you can open your toes a little bit to the side. If you have tight legs, tight hamstrings, tight hips, maybe you're going to need to widen the stance of your Malasana. Bring your hands to your chest. Use your elbows to press your legs to the sides. Try not to dump the weight of the hips, but if you feel like this is too much, feel free to place a block under and still enjoy the benefits of the stretch. Otherwise, for a little bit more active, staying here in the middle, opening the chest forward. Right arm to the right and opening the chest to the left, left hand to the sky. Twist, Malasana twist. Breathe here. On your next inhalation, bringing the left hand to the left and opening the right to the sky, chest to the right side. Strong through the legs, push with your feet. On your next inhale, both hands on the floor, straighten the legs, point your toes forward. Tiny bend to the knees and fold. Allow the weight of the head to fall down. Find your breath. Bring your feet together or hip width. Inhale, come to a halfway lift. Option to rest in Balasana or go straight to down dog. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands, step back into plank and take a vinyasa. If this is for you today, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look to the space between the hands and step or jump with your legs crossed in a seated position. Shift your buttocks slightly back. Put your feet on the floor. Little bit of a challenge with this one today. Grab for opposite elbows behind your back. Bring your knees together if possible. Ground the sitting bones, lengthen through the crown of the head as you inhale. And as you exhale, lean back slightly. So first option, fingertips on the floor. So you're balancing a little bit more on your sitting bones. Or you can raise the legs and have your calves parallel with the floor. You can point your toes or you can flex your toes. Open the chest forward. Navel to spine, strong through the core for this one. Option also to have your legs extended, toes pointing towards you. Hold for 3, 2, 1. On your next inhalation, feet to the floor, forehead to the knees, back of the hands to the floor. Rest. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Beautiful. On your next inhalation, come up. Option to stay here resting or take one more vinyasa. Cross your legs, plant your hands, stepping back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look to the space between the hands and jump forward. Come to lay on your back. So we're going into some back bends with some options on the way. Feet to the floor. Extend your arms alongside the body, palms facing down. Check if the tip of your fingers can almost touch your heels. Your feet are hip width. Toes are slightly in, outer edge of the feet, parallel with the floor. Shoulders down. On the next inhalation, bringing the hips up into Setubandha Sarvangasana. If you feel like you need a little bit more restorative posture, placing one block under the sacrum and just resting here. Otherwise, coming up with your hips up, shoulder blades in, using the legs to press the floor down. Use your hamstrings. You can even interlace the fingers under the back. Bring your shoulder blades in. pressing through the mount of the big toes. Try to lift the hips a little bit higher. Release the arms to the side and bring vertebra by vertebra back to the floor. We're going to come up one more time with the option of Urdhva Dhanurasana wheel pose. So if this is in your practice, feel free to do so. Otherwise, you can go back to Setubandha Sarvangasana. So we're going to start with Setubandha setup, bridge setup. Inhale with your hips up. And maybe this is where you stay, or maybe bringing your hands under your shoulders, your fingertips pointing towards your feet, elbows to the sky, using the strength of your arms to press yourself up into wheel Urdhva Dhanurasana. Make sure you spread your fingers, work with your knees towards the center. Feet hip width, open the shoulder and chest. Breathe through the sides. If you're in Setubandha, hold there. And slowly bringing the chin to the chest, bending the elbows. The shoulder is the first one to come back down. So everybody coming back with the hips to the floor. Wiggle your knees from side to side. Open your arms to the side, giving a little bit of twist for your lower back. Beautiful. And hug your knees to your chest. Finding your breath. And start to rock and roll back and forth 2 or 3 times until you come back to a seated position. Option to stay here or take one more vinyasa, planting the hands, stepping back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend the knees, look forward, jump to a sit. Grab one of your blocks, place it on the back of the mat. Sitting on your block, both feet in front of you. Right heel, right ankle, close to the right buttocks. And if possible, left ankle close to the left buttocks. Maybe to give a little bit of adjustment to the knees, you can press the feet down, lean forward and squeeze the knees together. So we're opening a little bit of space. And whenever you're going to sit back, try to see if you can sit back with the right sitting bone first. So you make sure that both sitting bones are pressing evenly onto your block. Gomukhasana. Just rest your hands on your thigh. Taking a few deep breaths in and out. On your next inhalation, fingertips to the floor, lengthening through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, if this is possible, fold forward. If you're sitting and you're already feeling the stretch on the hips, maybe you can just stay upright. But if you feel like you can go a little bit deeper, folding forward. And if you come to a forward fold, maybe placing a block in front of you so you can rest your forehead. Sitting bones pressing down. and start to come into this space of relaxation, bringing your breath to long exhalations. Feeling the spaces that are being opened on your hips. On your next inhale, hands under the shoulders, pressing yourself up into an upright position. Place your butt block a little bit further forward. We're going to play a little bit with this transition. Try to see how it goes. So both hands to your left side. So close to your right foot. So both hands to the left. The placement of the feet doesn't change so much. We only rotate the toes. So let's see. We're going to lean to the left, lift the buttocks, and start to walk with the hands towards our left side. We're going to face ourselves in here. We're going to keep on walking, turning the toes and keep on walking towards the left side, towards our left shoulder. And this time we're going to place the right knee under and come back to a seat. And Jana, we're on the other side. Make small adjustments to come into your posture. Both sitting bones grounding down. Feel deep breaths, sitting upright. Maybe you can even close the eyes and start to really go deeper inwards. Fingertips to the floor, inhale, lengthen, and slowly exhale to fold. Just see where you reach, and if possible, maybe forehead to the block. Coming into a state of spacious awareness. Relaxing shoulders down, allowing your hips to sink down towards the floor. Connecting again with this intention of opening the inner senses and feeling a little bit deeper with your sankalpa of growing awareness, not only achieving external goals within the physical body. Next inhalation, hands under the shoulders, press yourself back to a seated position. One final twist before we finish our practice. So uncrossing the legs. Maybe you can stay on your block and just do this with your legs crossed. Option to stay off the block so you can come into half lotus. So right foot on top. Or you can come into and left foot back down. Or you can bring your legs into full lotus. So left leg on top of the right. Beautiful. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, twist to the left. Left arm on the back, right hand on the left knee, on the outer edge of the left knee. You can even bind with the right hand on the foot, if this is possible. Twisting from the navel up. Trying to bring the left shoulder away from the right sitting bone. Through the twist. Exhalation, look to the center. Exhale to bring the shape to the center. Changing the crossing of the legs. If you are sitting on your block, if you have your legs in an easy cross leg position, just changing the crossing. And then if you're coming to the other half lotus or lotus, first left leg and then right leg. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, twist to the right. Right arm to the back. Left hand to the right knee. Take your bind, if this is possible. Lengthen through the crown of the head, looking over the back shoulder. Bringing the breath to your belly, long exhalations. Twist a little bit more with your exhalations at the end of the exhalation. Inhale, look to the center. Exhale, bringing the whole shape to the center. Optional to bring a little bit heat until before we finish, a little bit of core work, this lotus lift. So bringing your blocks middle height, actually lowest height, close to your hips, slightly. We're gonna press the blocks with the hands and we're gonna try to lift the hips off the floor. But first we're lifting the knees off the floor. So you can do that with lotus or with your legs crossed in a simple crossed leg position. And it's enough to bring your hips off the floor. Let's see how that goes. So if you have a lotus, maybe bringing your knees up, pressing the blocks and bringing your hips off the floor. Lift the pelvic floor. Navel to spine, Uddiyana Bandha, and hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, down and crossing the legs. Come to your Shavasana. So, laying down with your back on the floor, extending the legs. Chest open to the sky, palm of the hands facing up. Close your eyes. If you want, you can also maybe place something under your knees to allow the knees to relax a little bit more. Connecting to your breath and slowing it down. Feel the back of the head heavy onto the floor. And soften the muscles on your lips, on your eyes. Maybe putting a tiny, small smile on your lips. Whenever we smile, we send some signals to the brain to release a bunch of amazing hormones, happy hormones. So, a little smile and check how it feels. Sink the shoulders down. And feel your hips melting down to the floor, letting go of the weight of the hips, and also letting go of any tension, any toxic emotions that you don't need anymore. Finding comfort and ease with yourself and your body. Start to bring some small movements to your fingers and your toes. Extending the movement all the way to the wrists and to the ankles. Extend your arms up above the head. Full body stretch. And find your way to turn to your side into an embryo position. Grabbing opposite shoulders. Bring your knees slightly towards your chest. Feel your touch. A touch of nurturing and self-care. Using the top arm to press the floor and help you come up to a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed or just a soft gaze to come back to your seated posture. We're going to stay here for a few minutes. Ground the sitting bones, lengthen the spine, and relax shoulders and hips. Settle into the breath. Establishing and deepening this deep connection with yourself. I invite you to keep your eyes closed, and before we finish the practice, I'm going to play and sing a mantra, a very quick mantra, so we can meditate on the sound and the lyrics of the mantra. So this is a mantra to Shiva, which is the god of destruction and dissolution. So we chant to
this God, also honoring our capacity and invoking our capacity to dissolve anything that doesn't serve us anymore. Any toxic emotions, toxic patterns that we are repeating, toxic relationships, or anything that needs to be dissolved. So let's pray to Shiva. Allow the vibration of the mantra to resonate through your body. Vibration of the sound, the words. Bring your hands together to your heart center and bow your chin towards your chest. Thumbs to the space between the eyebrows. May we have clarity through our intuition. Bring your thumbs to slightly touch your lips, invoking words of kindness, truth, and compassion. Thumbs to your heart center, asking for deep connection to the soul through the heart. Namaste.